Hey everyone, Rebecca here again, and today I'm actually got something a little bit different. I'm talking with Hazel from Little Eco Shop. Basically, a lot of the training videos that I do give you some ideas and tips for your own business, but sometimes I actually want to interview some e-commerce store owners, and so some of my own clients, but basically any e-com store owners, just for their Hazel today is going to give us a little bit of a background on her business and how she got started. And the whole idea, as you know, for those of you who've been listening or watching the videos, is to provide you other store owners with quick bite-sized segments. So something that Hazel will give us, like, one tip, one idea, one strategy that you can use in your brand today. So, or it might be a mistake that she's made or something that worked or didn't work. So the whole idea of these interviews is to learn a little bit about another business, but also to learn a tip or a strategy that you can actually take away today and implement into your business. So it's going to be short and it's going to be sweet. So first of all, I'd like you to introduce you to Hazel. And thanks for joining us. And Hazel, you can take it away, and I'd love to hear a little bit about your brand and how you got started.
Hello, hi. So yes, my name's Hazel. I own Little Eco Shop. I've been up and running for about 2 years now. And so the reason why I set up the business was just I've always had a love of the environment and nature. It's just always been something that I've really enjoyed. And I studied at university. I did geography and geology. And after that, I went on to be an environmental scientist. So it's kind of in my blood, if you like.
Yep.
And then I got married, had kids, and needed something to kind of do myself to give me, something personal, an achievement that I can do while still looking after the kids and everything like that. So that's how it all got started. So I thought, oh, genius, what about an online eco store? Mm-hmm. And and that's how it all began, basically. So I just started from there, set up a website, got my husband to help with a few bits and bobs, and here we are 2 years later, and the business is going full steam ahead. It's going really well. To give you an idea of scale, I am still running it from home. So I have, if you can see the video, I'm sitting in my office right now. Yeah, I've got all my stock at home. Yep. I pack from home. I manage everything from my office. So that gives an idea of scale. I am pretty much maxed out to full capacity at home. And my husband is starting to get a bit annoyed now, running out of space. But, I'm going to try and drag it out.
Maybe that's the next step. Maybe that's the next step, moving
exactly, yeah. Yeah. But that does kind of lead me into my tip, actually, if you want me to go ahead and start talking about my tip.
As I said, it's like bite-sized segments of, I'll drop the link of Hazel's store, and please check it out, everyone, and go and have a look and a sneak peek there. And she's got some wonderful products that you can purchase. So, basically what I really like to share with other people is Hazel's one tip today that she'd like to share, and that probably just comes from what you were sort of talking about. So go into it, take it away, Hazel, about what your one tip is, and I want other people to listen very carefully to this.
Yeah, okay. So what I've learned, I think it's really important to know when to outsource. So I think when you start a small business, certainly for myself anyway, my main priority was to try and save as much money as I can, because obviously you're probably setting up your business with minimal funds. And I don't know if you hear all the stats all the time that so many small businesses fail within the first year, and you don't make a profit until year 2 or year 3 or what have you. So obviously you're trying to scrimp and save and do as much as you can yourself. So my tip is knowing when to outsource and when to do it yourself, basically. And for me, that is basically decided on whether I think I can do the work myself. So 1, can I do it myself? 2, can I do it well? And 3, if I can't, then find someone to do it for you. And so leading in from from what I was saying before about the size of business, and I meant basically as you start to grow and get bigger and bigger, you might then decide that some things that you've done originally yourself is time to upgrade and improve, and you may need someone then more professional to help you with certain things. So in that regard, I've recently worked with some email marketing experts that have helped me with my email.
What so far, sorry to interrupt, what so far have you outsourced in your business?
Yeah, so the first thing was my accounts. So can I do my accounts myself? Absolutely not. There's no way I'm trained or able to do that. And I just know that I would mess that up.
Does your husband do that?
Yes. So even though I have a little bit of a segue there that, you know, I can use my husband for that work, but if he wasn't experienced in that area, that would be the 100% the first thing I'd pay someone to do, because you can't really afford to mess that up. So and another tip also is actually, if you can't do it yourself, can you teach yourself that job? And I just don't think I would be capable to teach myself that job. So that was something that was an easy decision. The next one was actually working with you, Beck. So I did attempt, to start. I attempted to start doing Facebook ads myself once I started to get into advertising online and on social media. And I did a couple of very short courses to try and self-teach. But I just knew that I wasn't making the most of what I was spending. You know, I wasn't informed enough and knowledgeable enough to make it profitable and worthwhile. So that's when I went looking for someone to help. So that was that. And then the next thing that I've done is the email marketing that I said before. I did actually set up email flows myself to begin with. So that was something that I was self-taught, but as my business has grown, I just felt like it needed more of a professional look, and I think it just needed a bit more of a revamp, so that when customers saw it, it felt like it was coming from a bigger business, rather than just my basic kind of rudimentary emails that I was sending. And I was actually amazed at the stuff that they could do that I had no clue about. So. So I think
Hazel, you've been one of the ladies that I recommended. Is that right? You've been using.
That's right. Yeah, absolutely.
So I have two email flow specialists. So if anyone's listening and they want to get in touch, I have two amazing flow specialists that are, they're really, really good at what they do. They are the specialists. They are the experts. And from the clients that I've heard from that have used them before, really they're getting their investment back very quickly within a few days.
That's right.
So they actually really know what they're doing. Email flows, just on that, is not just, email marketing is not just send a once a month email. That's not what we're talking about. A broadcast like that, that's not what these guys do that as well. But the flows, I definitely am speaking to a lot of people at the moment that you really need to get that right, because you're leaving money on the table.
That's right, and they're great, because once they're done. You don't ever have to touch them again. So it's work, that's just working behind the scenes. So definitely worth it. So and so that actually led me to my very final point, that if you're worried about outsourcing and who to choose and things like that, then I think it's a really great idea to actually get recommendations from people that you know that have used that certain person, because that's happened to me every time with you, included Beck, and with the email guys, and I've never been let down. So I think that's really important as well. Just go by recommendations.
Yeah, that's great. I work with some awesome people, Google and flows and social media and everything. So yes. So just on that, just very briefly, so because I have some clients as well, so that I think you touched on, learn a little bit yourself. That's great. That's fine. And I actually recommend that people do know a little bit about Facebook ads themselves, or do try and set up an email flow themselves. A little bit, which is great. I have a lot of people then who come to me, because then they're at that stage of growth and scale where they go, okay, I know a little bit and I know it works, but I now need someone I trust that can actually just take it over. So I work with a lot of people like that they actually might know what they're doing even with Facebook ads, but they don't want to do it anymore, because for you guys, I think you guys should be working on other aspects of your business that's actually going to make you. So, you know, spending all your day in Facebook Ads Manager or setting up all your email flows or doing your SEO and your Google ads, like, is going to take up so much time away from the rest of the business from you.
I actually heard a saying just the other day, actually, that's really stuck in my mind, and I keep thinking about it, is that if you work too much on your business, if you work too much in your business, then you can't work on your business.
Yeah, perfect. Exactly. And I find a lot of people that I speak with, they're working in their business and they're packing all the orders. And another thing that I actually recommend to outsource pretty quickly is even the customer service, or the especially when you're spending a lot of money, the engagement on your ads, all those comments on your ads. I'm like, start outsourcing that, because it's gonna do your head in, and it's gonna take you hours of time working on that and just messaging people back again. You have, you know, that might be next for you. You have someone who's like on customer service emails when you grow, or customer service page management, or responding to all the questions and the comments. That's not actually making you too much money. You know, you need to look at other aspects. Is it new products? Is it a product you're creating? Is it stock? All these things that you need to keep up to date with. So, really,
no, I think you're right. I think for me, my next step will be actually trying to find someone, maybe a temporary staff, casual person to help with packing. Because I end up with packing. So much of my time is packing. So, which is a good problem to have. But I think that would be my next step.
But yeah, that's exactly one of the next things that people outsource. And you know, even if it's just mums in the local area to help pack for 3 hours a day. You know, we need fulfillment centers at the moment, and that's, you know, down the track. But that's all, just to take that load off, so you can actually focus on other aspects of, you know, of growing the business. So
that's right.
Good. Well, I think that's pretty much. I think that's a great tip. Is to I'm always talking about outsourcing what you can as early sort of as you can. So thank you so much for that. Please head on over to Hazel's store at littleecoshop.com.au. Correct me if I'm wrong.
That's right, that's it. Thank you.
Have a bit of a look. But thanks, Hazel, for joining me, and I'll speak to you.
Thank you. All right, thanks for having me. Cheers.